Alright, I'm Al, and you're with Chronicles of a Not Yet Champion Golfer. Today's video, I'm going to make it as efficient as possible because it is freezing. See that? 3 degrees. What am I doing out here? Look at the 9 ball flights today. Low fade, mid fade, high fade. Low straight, mid straight, high straight. Better. No divot to the face. Low draw, mid draw, high draw. So when I'm playing the high draw, I like to hit it straight out to the right with absolutely 0 draw and then hit a provisional and do it correctly after that. I've got well more ball flights than that. Loads of like unintentional ball flights. Fat hook. Good asset to have to be able to play those 9 ball flights. Most people aren't great at them all. What was that noise? They'll have something they're strong at. Even on tour, most players will have that one shot they're strong at that they'll go to, but having the other ones in the locker, obviously it rounds your game a little bit more. So good practice session. I'm gonna get it done so I can get in and warm up. Hopefully you find it helpful. Let's go. I'm doing all these shots with a 7-iron. Oh, big bit of mud on my club there. Gross. 7-iron. There he is there. Shiny beast him. First shot I'm going to play is a low fade. So this is the one you want starting left of the target, not really climbing too much. I'm going to move left to right. But these sort of shots, any sort of shape, the most important thing is what the club head is doing at the ball. So if you can sort of picture your right palm or left palm if you're a left-hander, that representing the club face. You know, the right palm's got to be doing the same as the club head, so that represents that. So if you feel what that right palm is doing at the ball, that's going to get the shape that you want. If I want to hit a cut, I know that club face has got to be open to the line that I'm swinging on. So I feel that right palm is moving across me that way, holding it open. And if I want to play it low, I'm going to feel like that right palm is moving across me, but pointing at the ground as well. That's going to keep the loft off it as much as it can. The ball's back in the stance. I'm going to stand quite a way open because I try to feel like my body is opening up massively because I need a load of room to pull that club across me. Let's say that right palm's the club face. Keep that pointing down and pull it across. Quite like that shot. So you can see I'm way open there. Just how I like to be because I like to feel like I've got loads of room. As I say, it's just a feeling at the ball that I'm after. Watch it land. Bosh. Straight at the flag that. Not a problem that. Not a problem. Mid fade, same feeling, that right palm. I'm just not, same as like hitting the low one. I just don't want it pressuring into the ground as much because I want it to fly a little bit higher. So that right palm again is going to be pretty neutral. It's not going to be pointing down. It's going to be pointing at the target I want the ball to start on. You know, stance is going to be open, but I'm going to be a little bit more central with the ball, not as far back. Still want to rotate through it. Keep that right palm just moving left. Let it float nicely left to right. Oh, delightful. Oh, that wind is delightful. That's how I feel. Genuine. That's how I feel. If I could sum it up in a noise how I feel, it would be. It's also what I do if I was having a. Oh. Someone playing a shot here. Is he hitting this? That's just there, so that's nearly hit me, so. Okay. Where were we? Mid-fade, weren't we? I'm just feeling that right palm pointing left of the target, moving across the ball, but not loads of pressure because I want it mid-flight. Stance is open. Everything's open really. Club's just moving across me. There's the flag. High fade, low fade's back in the stance, mid fade's middle, high fade slightly forward. Getting any sort of distance, and this is into a cold wind as well, any sort of distance on this is hard. This is just if you've got to get it up over a tree or something and move it left to right. Focus on what that right palm's doing. That's got to be, you know, right palm's, look at my hand shaking. That's got to be pointing right and have loft on it at the ball. That sort of feeling at the ball, moving left so it's up in the air. So that right palm for me wants to be behind the ball, sternum over it but slightly tilted, so I am going to be able to sweep it off. I want to be quite shallow to use maximum loft and get it up in the air. So stance is still open, balls just forward of centre. If you go too far forward, you're just going to fat it. Think about where that club face needs to be at impact. It needs to be pointing up in the air, pulling across you to get that fade. Obviously good in the cold. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with how this session is going. I feel like I need to make the most of it with the fades. It's when the draw comes in, that's when... no, let's not be negative, don't be negative. Stop being too negative. Remember, stance is open because I want it to start left. I want that club moving across me, kind of on where my feet are aligned. Ball slightly forward, don't want to fat it. Right palm pointing up as I'm hitting it, pulling across. There you go. High fade. Hello fade. Low, straight. Now, I'm not a massive fan of hitting it dead straight. Probably isn't a good thing, is it? I'm not a massive fan of hitting it miles right either, to be honest. But I just feel a little bit more comfortable from trying to shape it one way or the other. Even if it's only a little bit of shape, hitting it dead straight, I think it's a difficult shot to hit. Same thing to what I said to you before, is keeping that right palm where it needs to be, representing the club face. So through the ball, that right palm on this needs to be pointing down, because I need to take loft off the club, but going down the line of the target, so keep it pointing in line with the target but pointing down at the ground as long as I can. Ball's going to be back because I want to take that loft off. I like to be slightly open in this. One thing I struggle with in my swing is getting enough rotation through the ball. So standing open just gives me that little bit of room to basically allow me to not fat it. Like stand slightly open to swing it across me so I can get this path and do that and do that. No, like stand open so I don't completely fat it. Ball back, that right palm's pointing at the ground, keep it there as long as I can and moving down the line of that target, not pulling across me like the fade. A little bit of the divot hit me in the face there. A little bit steep back because I've not opened the body enough. Better. No divot to the face. Big draw. Hold on. Told you low, straight. It's not me, that. Better, just keeping those hands forward and keeping that club going down the line a little bit more. I feel like a cricket shot really, but hey, that worked. Right, mid straight, so the ball's pretty middle, normal position for a 7-iron. And again, I'm just going to make sure that club face is travelling at the target as long as I can, trying to keep it straight. So that right palm again, travelling down the line for as long as possible. Stance a little bit more square, because the ball's not as back, and I don't need to make sure that I'm massively, I still want to be clear through the ball, but I don't need to exaggerate that because the ball's back in the stance. I've got a little bit more room with this. Square to the target, everything's square, keep that club face square, moving down the line. Relatively straight enough, that anyway. So when I'm trying to hit it high, I like to go a bit wider in the stance and feel like I'm a bit lower, a little bit lower to the ground. Gives me that bit more width and allows the club to come in a bit shallower, sweep it off the surface, and it'll basically lift it in the air. So the ball's forward, hands aren't pushing forward, a little bit behind the ball, sternum's that way but more over the ball, and keep it shallow, allow it to lift it. Oh, I like that. Okay, low draw. This one should be relatively easy because you're taking loft off it anyway. So it should come out lower without too much effort. Ball's slightly back, I'm a little bit closed in my stance. And just rehearsing what that right palm wants to do at impact. Feet pointing slightly right. Everything's in line with my feet really. Club face slightly left of where that's going. Think about what the right palm's doing. Keeping that loft off. Pathing it right, so that's where you want that right palm going, swinging opposite of that low fade, swinging out around the back of the ball. I feel like you're going to turn it right to left, and then thin it when it's freezing cold. There you go. That's better. Low draw. I've got it now. I've got it in the locker. like mid-draw, just think about what the right palm's doing. That controls the club face. Middle stance, keep that right palm travelling out to the right to get that little bit of draw. High block. No. I get that when I get a bit stuck underneath it. Club face opens when I get stuck behind it. Stay on top of it. There we go. Back on it. Good shot to play when it's into wind. It just takes that spin off a little bit. What was that noise? Lack of control. Lack of emotional control. Told you there's more than 9 ball flights. Little draw. Okay, little draw. Better. I'm going to enjoy the next one, the high draw. So when I'm playing the high draw, I like to hit it straight out to the right with absolutely 0 draw, and then hit a provisional and do it correctly after that. Club face has still got to be close to where we're aiming, but it's forward in the stance. Club face is slightly close to where we want that ball to start. Again, in between the target and the start line. Someone just nailed it into the trees behind me there. Good shot. Sternum slightly back. It's going to allow that club to sweep it up. I like to be a little bit wider, a little bit lower, making sure that club is swinging out to the right, still releasing over but getting that height. So ball position forward, club face closed, grip it, sweep it out to the right. Rush it as much as you can and thin it again. Get vibrations through your fingers. There you go. That's the one. Fat hook. That's because my sternum's too far behind, and if you get behind it, you're just going to hit the deck. I know this stuff. That is ridiculous. Little bit closed in the stance. I'm going to do this a bit more in my setup, so I'm back that way. It's going to help me path it out to the right, and that right palm is going to turn over the ball. Still hit it up in the air. You want to be shallow into it, sweeping it off the surface if you can. Rehearse it. There you go. Got to be honest, I expected to lose a few balls with the old draw shots, but I'm happy that I didn't. Okay, I'm done. Gonna go get some hot stuff. Like I said before, it's good practicing those 9 ball flights. Develops your skills, develops the shots you've got in the bag. And again, it shows you what you're not great at. Rehearsal's important. Rehearsing what that club wants to do through the ball. Again, not massively technical. I'm not going to be telling you to get the club at certain angles or give you massive amounts of technique. Keep it as simple as you can. Just think about what that club face is doing through the ball, through impact. That's the most important thing in any part of the game. Practice your 9 ball flights. Main reason being that Tiger Woods does it. You don't need any more reasons than that. Please like and subscribe down there. If you'd like any more in-depth things on those ball flights or anything you'd like me to do, because to be honest with you, I'm running out of ideas, just comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bosh.